Living in the middle of town, space is at an absolute premium. But we are lucky to have a tiny backyard behind our Bergen house that could become our little green haven. But this is what it looks like now. Hi guys, and welcome back to the show. Today we continue our backyard makeover and we complete building the soundproofing gate. If you haven't seen the first video in this series, I'll post a link up here and suggest you check that out. So let's not waste any more time and get right down to this. Where I left you guys last time, we had just confirmed that we were able to reduce the noise in the backyard to an acceptable level, and we had gotten rid of that pesky algae that literally covered our walls. I had this idea to reuse some foam mattresses and pillows as sound insulation for the gate. But then, as I was sharpening my pencil, I got to thinking, well, first that I need a new blade for the utility knife, but also that I don't want the foam to act as a moisture sponge inside the soundproofing gate. So I decided on a different approach. I marked all the cladding boards so that it would be quicker to remount them. This protective blanket is what we are going with. It is used by builders as floor protection and it is plastic backed to prevent liquid from seeping through. Lining the gate with this will allow for some airflow so it won't keep the moisture, or that is the theory at least. I thought I'd staple it on using this stapler. It is supposed to be able to shoot both staples and some kind of nail. However, Clas Ohlson, which is your Scandinavian version of a Home Depot I guess, don't sell the nails for some strange reason. Why don't you sell the nails? Here we go. If you're into 3D printing, I printed this pocket knife that holds normal Stanley blades. I could have said that it was because the utility knife was dull and it is far to the next home center, but only the part of the utility knife being dull would be true. I just wanted an excuse to use my 3D printer. We are going to need some weatherboards to protect the side grain of the cladding and generally protect the sides of the gate. One board wouldn't be wide enough, so I decided to rip 2 boards to give good purchase for the screws. Now, I don't know what this protective filth is made from, but it is absolutely evil on my knife blades. A couple of cuts and it was dull. If you know why this stuff is so tough, please tell me in the comments below. I fear I may sound like a parrot, and I know I have shown this before, but this is a real-time change between the blade guard and the riving knife on the DeWALT DWE7485. The best feature on this saw, after the rack and pinion fence system. There are no more reasons not to use the blade guard whenever you can. I am setting up the saw for some angle cuts to make the cap or roof of the gate. If you have any good suggestions as to what to call this part, please let me know below. This cut felt a tad hairy, but I stood well out to the side in case the saw would try to murder me with a kickback. Here you see my Stanley Handyman H1247 block plane, my first ever hand plane. I haven't gotten around to making the front knob to it just yet, and the bed could use some more flattening. I have sharpened it though, but I think I got the angle a bit wrong. For a planing stop, I just clamped a piece of scrap wood to my workbench. This was before I made a DIY MFT table, and it was a bit annoying working without a backstop. Would you look at this, we finally have some plane shavings in the workshop. Since this is supposed to be the roof of the gate, we can't really have any holes in it, can we? And this pallet wood had a lot of nasty nail holes that needed to be filled. That is the capboard, that is the name I'm going with for now, in place. And there were no space for weatherboards on the hinge side of the gate, so I'd made some strips to cover as much of the end grain on the cladding as possible, and to block out more noise. Now this thing needs primer, and man did it drink that liquid. I put 3 coats of Jotun Weiser on it, and it just soaked it up. I'm planning on putting a rubber strip, like the ones used in caravan doors, between the gate and the opposing wall to give it an even tighter seal. I kinda like the color from the primer, so we might go for a terracotta-like color on the paint. But that is yet to be decided. For now, we want to spend some time together in our new oasis. With some tiki bar inspired lights, solar powered of course, because that is a good idea in Bergen. If you live in Wales, you may know what I'm talking about. We are already well on the way, changing our backyard patio from this to our own quiet oasis in the middle of town. A place to enjoy some tea, a late breakfast together on a warm but shady day. But again, that is it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to leave a thumbs up. If this is your first visit to my channel, please consider subscribing. Should you want to support me, you'll find a Patreon link and affiliate links to products I use and recommend below. If you don't feel like that, you can help by telling your friends about the channel on your social media of choice. Cheers, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hi guys, and welcome back to the show. Today we continue building the... No, we don't.